Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Year of the Water Tiger second preview. And today we will focus more on the 5 elements and how we can create abundance and prosperity with the 5 elements. The Feng Shui works with these 5 elements. They are water, metal, wood, fire, and earth. Some of you may know about them, and some of you may not know about them. But when we look at energy and information, especially in Feng Shui, we're looking at harmonizing the flow of these elements and other types of energies. So we have an uplifting vibration in our home, office, business, or area. And that will help us to maintain a higher vibration. That will help us to open up to more possibilities and solutions. When our vibration is aligned with a stronger flow of energy and information, we can attract more success, abundance, prosperity, healing, and all the things that we would love to experience more. If we are constantly working against the energies, meaning if we are not resonating with the information, and if our property is not holding the vibration, then our body and our energy field is constantly working towards making the shifts to harmonize more. So it's taking us a lot of battery power to just maintain a state of harmony. So when we can eliminate that, meaning when we have the harmonious flow in the property, when we have the holographic feng shui set up, then our vibration is higher and we don't have to constantly push against the energy. We can allow the property to support us. And as a result, we open up to a lot more options. So it helps us, from what we understand from a lot of the ancient feng shui masters and teachers and guides who brought us a lot of the knowledge and wisdom, that when you have the property supporting you, we can have 30 to 40% of the yearly boost from our property. That means we need to work 30 to 40% less to achieve the same results. Otherwise, we would have to work 30 to 40% harder to achieve similar results. Okay. Now, today's call is not about the organs and which elements are beneficial for those organs, because food is connected to different elements too. And it's not about your detailed birth chart that tells you where you need what elements. This is more about how the primary yearly element is influencing you, your life, business, career, and more. Now, each year is governed by one primary influencing element. Now, this year is the water element. And, the element stays for 2 years, and then the next one takes over. So we go from water to fire, water to wood, to fire, to earth, to metal. The last 2 years, 2020 and 2021, were metal element years. In 2022, we shifted to water element, and 2022 and 2023 will be water element years. There is another division within that too, the even number years like 2020, 2022, 2024, and more are yang water and a yang energy element. So yang metal, yang water, yang wood. We don't have to go into those details, but I'm just letting you know for those of you who are more interested. And the odd number years or the odd years are yin energy years. So this year is yang water element year, and next year will be a yin water element year. Okay, so just a little more details about that. So today we will talk about how primarily the water element, but how the elements work with you and influence you. How do you know what is your primary element? It depends on your year of birth and which element was influencing that particular year. So for example, everybody born starting this month of February, February 1st, through the third week of January next year would be water tiger babies, right? Their primary influencing element would be water. In short, so it's a little tricky because every odd year between the third week of January and the third week of February, there is a shift of the elements. But in general, outside of that, 0 years ending in 0 and 1 are metal years. 2 and 3 are water years, like 2022, 2023. 4 and 5 are wood years, 2024, 2025. 6 and 7 are fire years, 2026, 2027. And then you have 8 and 9 are earth years. And then we go back to 0 and 1, that's metal years. So, this is the cycle that we go through. Now, if you don't know what is the primary element influencing you, then it would be good for you to find out. I will have a couple of PDFs, ready for you very soon. Most likely next week, you can find that details, and I will also post it on the Feng Shui member pages if you have signed up for the holographic Feng Shui. Okay, but other than that, just know that about the basics that I mentioned. Now, if you are born between or somewhere between third week of January to third week of February of the odd years, then you, depending on when the switch happened, you could be on one of the two elements, that may be present during that time. Okay. All right. So let's talk a bit more about the influence of the elements. Elements are like battery sources for us. They are our power sources. We plug into these elements the way we plug our phone and computer into the electricity to charge them. So we get charged by these elements. When the year is empowering you, that means it is supporting your element and it is charging your element, then the year is usually pretty good for you. Certainly there's a lot more variation and a lot of other things that are happening in your life and on the planet that would influence you. But the battery power or the power source or personal power is there for you. If the element is draining your energy, then you need to make some adjustments. That's where Feng Shui helps you to either make the shift or to amplify the energies. Okay. So let me actually show you a couple of things so that we can look at some details together and you can learn more about the influencing elements. Okay. So this is the primary flow of the element. So you notice that this is where water is, and we are in a water year. When you look at the arrow marks and the clockwise cycle, this is the constructive cycle. We'll go through the productive or constructive cycle, weakening cycle, and controlling cycle. So when I said that your personal power source or the main element that's charging your battery, that depends on the productive cycle, the clockwise cycle. So water energizes wood, wood energizes fire, fire energizes earth, earth energizes metal, metal energizes water, right? This is the constructive cycle. Now, if you look at the other direction, that is the weakening cycle. Why? Fire burns wood. Wood drains water. Water rusts metal. Metal drains earth because metal is from earth. Earth stops fire. So that is the weakening cycle, right? So based on your element and the clothes that you wear and the colors that you have around you, that will tell you if those colors, meaning those vibration and information, is supporting you or weakening you. Now there's also the controlling cycle, which is the third one, and that is more about what element is controlling what other elements. So water, and when you see the straight arrow marks, these are the controlling elements. Water controls fire because water, a lot of water can put out fire. Fire controls metal because fire can melt metal. Metal controls wood because metal can cut wood. Wood controls earth because why? Wood drains the nutrition from earth, and wood or plants can make the earth barren. Then earth controls water because earth can restrict the movement of water. If water is deposited in earth and earth, it makes a bigger hole than the water, then the water is stuck there, right? So that is why these are the controlling element. So if you look at my shirt, it has blue and white. So I'm wearing what? Metal and watercolor elements. So by noticing what works for you, you can give yourself an extra boost. So this is the water energy year. So if you are, and again, for this section, you want to know what your primary element is. If you don't know it yet, then you will find out very soon when I send out some more information. So look out for that, okay? So if water is an empowering element for you, that means you are, your birth element is either water or what? Wood, because water energizes wood. Now, if you were born in a metal year, water drains energy from metal, right? Energy is going this way. So metal energy is empowering water, but water is draining metal energy. So that means what? You want to bring in more of the element that empowers you. So in general, when I talk about running the vortex energy of elements, or when you want to give yourself a boost of the element energies, you bring in or you tune into the element that that is empowering you. So your personal element, depending on your year of birth, and the element that produces your personal empowering element. So, if you are not familiar, it can sound complicated, but yeah, just look at this cycle. Wherever you belong, you take that one and the one before, right? So if you are a fire element person, then you want more fire energy and wood energy. So fire colors like red, yellow, orange, bright red, yellow, orange, those are fire colors, and wood color would be like different shades of green. So those would be energizing for you because wood energizes fire. Wood helps you to burn, right? You want some of that energy. If you are an earth person, then the primary influencing element for you is earth that empowers you the most, and fire produces earth. So you can bring in more fire and earth energies. If you are a metal element person, then bring in more metal energy like gold, silver, some of those metallic colors, white, and also earth tone colors, beige, or any kind of earth tone colors. Okay. So when you bring in those, then earth produces metal, and earth and metal energies would be influencing you. If you are a water person, then metal and water elements would be energizing for you. So either those elements or those colors or anything that represents them or anything that boosts your energies, would be empowering. Okay. All right. So if you're not familiar, again, once you just start going through the diagram and the image and look at the details, then it would become clear for you. The reason it is important because it could show up everywhere. All right. If you have a company, look at the colors in the company logo. Do the colors empower you or weaken you? If you're wearing clothes of different colors, certain colors, and if you have a really important meeting, do the colors support you or not? Right? If you are a metal element person and all you wear is fire color, all around you is fire, your walls are either red or orange, which would be weird, but let's say everything around you is just bright fire color, then fire is melting metal. Your system is having to work a lot more to compensate for those energies. So that's why it's important and beneficial to give yourself the extra boost in colors, in your decoration, in your company logo, or any kind of creative work that you do. And look at the elements that are supporting you. So bring in the productive cycle. Now, one thing is, if you are a wood person, understand that you want water and wood needs earth, so wood can grow. So you want to bring in earth and water, both of those elements for you. Now, when I say bring in, think about a clockwise spinning vortex. So this is a clockwise circle. So look at the arrows pointing in a circular direction from left to right. This is clockwise. So you want to bring in, let's say if you are wood, you want to bring in wood energy like green, that's your default. You want to bring in some water energy, blue, or water, let's say stream. Think about a stream, a river, and then some earth energies, brown, beige. So those are earth colors. So have an energy vortex where these colors, meaning these vibrations, these frequencies, the geometries they create, the codes that create, they're all going through you. Okay, so just tune into those energies and make that vortex daily. When the energy of the year supports supports you automatically, then you can achieve more by doing less. So you have an opportunity to do some extra things and create a lot more success, abundance, and prosperity in those years. Okay. So for example, if you are a water person or a wood person, 2022 and 2023 are very empowering years for you because nurturing water that you need is there. So if you are a part of these two elements, these are your birth elements. If you are born in a water year or a wood year, then bring in a lot of water energy this year. Empower yourself and do some more this year so that you can create the success this year for the next few years. Yeah. So when you have the right power source empowering you, when you have the right element boosting your vibration, you can take advantage of that and create that strong vortex so it carries you for the next few years, next 3 years, 5 years, and more. That's what I like to do. I like to take advantage of these energy cycles so I can do less, achieve more, and that way I can spend more time focusing on the planet. When I focus on my company, I think maybe 5% of my time goes to doing things for my company. The rest of the time goes for either being in the void, playing with different dimensions, or running different types of energy and information for the planet, for different timelines and more. And so when I take advantage of the elements and energy and run different holographic processes, it becomes easier. So that's why you can do similar things when you take advantage of some of these cycles. So now, if I go a little bit more into some of these cycles, here you have more details. Wood nurtures fire, fire nurtures earth, earth nurtures metal, metal nurtures water, water nourishes wood. So that's the productive cycle. That's the weakening cycle. And I talked about that going in the reverse direction. And that's the controlling cycle. These are the straight arrows. Okay. So by playing with these energies, you can give yourself a boost. So how would you run a vortex? You bring in the energy of your element and the one before that. Yeah, so why? Because the previous element is empowering you. So you can look at this diagram and just pick your personal element and the one before you. And these are your primary, beneficial element. The only exception is wood. Wood needs water and earth, right? And wood is also the softest. So wood has the support of water and earth. If you're a fire person, bring in more wood and fire, have a vortex of these energies nourishing your field. If you're an earth person, have fire and earth energy vortex nourishing you. So tune into these energies, use more of these energies in your clothing, keep some of the elements around you that would empower you that way. Yeah. Now, when you understand the flow of the elements, you can look at your surrounding and see what's beneficial and what's not beneficial. So when the beneficial element is present in a year, that's awesome. When it's not present, bring in more of the elements that would empower you. So if you are a fire person, then you want to bring in more wood and fire energy this year and next year. Now understand, you do need a mixture of all the elements, but you need a lot more of the wood and fire element or your personal empowering elements that would be empowering and uplifting for you. Why do you need all of the elements? Your organs need them. And also they create a cycle, right? Wood produces fire, fire produces earth, earth produces metal, metal energizes water, water nourishes wood. So it's a whole cycle. However, you give yourself an extra boost by bringing in your personal element and the element that is boosting your personal element. Okay. All right. So I hope that is clear. If it is not, then you can just run through the process a bunch of times and just study the diagram a little bit more and read some of the information. If this is your very first time, then it will become clear soon as you start playing with that. Now, just to remember what I said about running the vortex, you take the energy of what your element is and the one before from this diagram. And if you're wood, then you bring in the extra one, that's earth. So your one, the one before, so you already have wood and water, and then you're also bringing in earth. So when you're running the vortex, you can picture the colors or you can picture the elements. Elements generating energy, and your personal field is receiving a boost. Yeah. So tune into those energies and notice how things work. Now here I have some information about what empowers you, so it makes it more clear. And again, I will make this available to you very soon so you can learn more details. And I will also have information about your year of birth, like more of a chart, which year and which dates go under which element and under which animal. So you have a better idea about how the Feng Shui cycle works and how the cycles influence you. Now, when you take advantage of the cycles, you can give yourself a boost, whether it's your career, whether you have a business, whether you have a family. So bring in these energies for you. If you have different family members, then notice what elements are empowering all the members, and then each member can create a vortex, or if you're the only person running a vortex, then they can run an element vortex that will be empowering for each member of the family. Okay. All right. So it tells you if you're a wood, then bring more wood and water energy. Also add some earth, because wood needs water and earth both to grow. If you're a fire, then bring in fire or wood energy. And when I say energy, it could be colors, it could be objects that represent them, it could be shapes that represent them, and more. Yeah. If your element is earth, bring in more earth or fire color objects, clothes, and energy and information. If your element is metal, then bring in more metal or earth tones. And if your element is water, bring in more water or metal energies. Now, if you are, let's say, water or wood, as I mentioned before, give yourself extra boost with water energy this year and next year, because when you create a very strong vortex, that can carry on for the next 5 years. So you can create your success foundation this year and next year and continue to enjoy the benefit for the next 5 years or more. Yeah, depending on how strong a vortex is for you. Also, water energy in general, it refers to fast moving energy, abundance energy, and more. So we all want to bring in a mixture of some of the elements, but especially pay attention to the ones that are beneficial or the most beneficial for you. Okay. All right. So that's mainly what I wanted to mention about the elements. And when you are when you know more about Feng Shui, or when you look at how Feng Shui is set up, for example, there is the different charts, the space Feng Shui diagram, the time Feng Shui, or the yearly time Feng Shui diagram. And then there's a 20-year cycle that's similar to the diagram in the left, which is called the flying stars. So all of those are also connected to the different elements. So if you notice the elements, red and red would represent fire color. The grays would represent metal color. Blue would represent water energy. Then green would represent wood energy. So in Feng Shui, the colors are there already. Then when you look at the flying stars, then there are different colors that are represented here. So when we set up Feng Shui in a traditional sense, what practitioners do, or Feng Shui masters do, is they bring in the colors, shapes, and energy and objects that would be empowering for a space, and that would create a stronger flow. Yeah, so when a particular part of the property, let's say south, wants more fire energy, they would bring in something that represents fire, like fire color object, or shape of fire, or anything that empowers fire, like wood, because wood helps the fire to burn. So there's a lot of different calculations that go in, and when you combine space Feng Shui and the yearly time Feng Shui and the 20-year cycle, then you want to see which combination would empower you or disempower you. Now, the idea is to bring in the energies so it is healing, especially in the flying stars. Some of the elements of the flying stars is not beneficial. So it's not that the element is not beneficial, it's the information or the energy that they bring in. They create a yin yang flow, so think about water, flow of wind. If there's a very strong flow, then it can create a very strong wind flow that can cause a lot of disharmony too. Elements are not good or bad, it's how they're flowing. Water nourishes us, but too much water can create flooding, right? Fire cooks food, or fire can also burn things. So they're not good or bad. We just want to bring in the right amount so the energy is in a state of flow and is in a state of harmony. And this year, the space Feng Shui colors, or the elements, and the yearly time Feng Shui elements are the same. And that happens every 9 years. So this is also a special year in that way, because we have the multiplication effect of, because these two are boosting the energies. So one is success and north, there is a lot of career success, business opportunities here. So if it's an empowering direction for you, then you can boost it. And so that's why setting up the Feng Shui is important, because you create the space for you. When you place this in your mind on your property, and when you place this diagram, the flying stars, on your property, then notice where different sectors are in your business, or if it's a home, notice where the bedroom is, notice where the office is, notice where the living room is, notice where you spend more time. You want to make sure you are supported by the energy and information. Okay, so that's mainly what I wanted to mention today. I wanted to keep it short so that I can give you some idea about elements, and you can understand more about it. And then you can tune into the energies and give yourself a boost. So when we run the vortex energies daily, give yourself a boost of your empowering vortex energies. And so that will help you a lot. And when you are running that vortex, you can also run some of the holographic tools like restoring our abundance, love is power, perfect health and fitness, restoring our magic. So you can add any of the holographic tools, and you can add some of the star energies too, if you have done different star journeys and meditation for with me. So by combining them, you can give yourself extra boost in a short amount of time. How long do you spend every day? Spend at least 8 minutes, but 8 minutes is very short. So when you can focus and really tune in, 8 minutes will still be really powerful for you. But ideally, do more or give yourself 8-minute boosts multiple times a day if you're super busy. Yeah, otherwise, let's say 30 minutes a day is amazing. And also remember Earth, you want to run different vortex energies for the planet. Look at the world map and imagine all the vortex energies running through the entire planet, boosting the energies. Okay, so play with the energies and notice what shows up for you. When you consistently give yourself a boost, in a few weeks you will notice the difference. If you're more sensitive to energy, then you may notice the flow and how things are changing. If you're not sure how you or your system recognizes energy and information, then just tune in and ask, what do I feel? What do I see? What do I hear? What do I notice? So simply play with the energy and notice the information. And when I have the holographic feng shui set up, then based on what is needed at different part of your property, whether it's home office, or business, information, objects, colors would be there. They're just in a different, you can imagine they're more holographic, or you can imagine them being in a different dimension. So you're not bumping into them, but the information is there. So when water energy is needed, or when a water fountain energy is needed to generate the vibration, that information and structure, object, colors would be in that particular location. But setting up holographic feng shui frees up your space, and you're not having to redecorate everything every year. Still keep your house neat, clean, and as organized as possible. Run energy detox on a regular basis. You can use some of the holographic tools to boost the energies and just play. All right. So that's mainly what I wanted to mention. Let's also give us a quick boost of an energy vortex. So I will bring in a general vortex energy of all the elements, and you can tune in to the ones that are empowering most, or that are most empowering for you. So on your own, when you run the different vortex energies, then bring in more of those elements for you. Okay, so now as we run through the energies, I will bring in a mixture of all the elements, but I will also send based on your system and based on the information that shows up in the hologram, I will send you a boost of the energy that's empowering you the most. Yes, so on your own, you can tune more into your empowering element and imagine a clockwise vortex. let's explore our journey and processing today with the elements. Gently close your eyes. Focus on your heart and begin to breathe in and out. Let's bring up spiraling earth energies from the center of earth and allow these energies to come up through your lower chakras and your feet for grounding. Let's bring down the spiraling rays of the sun through your higher chakras and your crown. You are inside a vortex between the earth and the sun. Allow the energies to spiral through you up and down and gradually get stronger. Let's bring in the energies of the elements. Notice your sensations as we bring in the elements one by one. Let's bring in water energies. Notice a vortex of water element energy. It's spiraling through you. Let's bring in wood element. Wood energies are spiraling through you. Let's bring in fire element. Fire energies are spiraling through you. Let's bring in the earth element. Notice the energies spiraling through you. Let's bring in the metal element. Allow the energies to spiral through you. Notice a harmonious vortex of the elements. Allow your body and your energy field to absorb what it needs. What is your primary element? Allow the personal empowering element to get stronger for you. what other element or elements boost the vibration of your personal empowering element. Allow those elements to get stronger for you. Let's breathe in and out. Allow the energies of the elements to harmonize for you. Let's breathe in and out deeply and gently a few more times. Come back to your present moment. Rub your hands together and gently open your eyes. Welcome back. That was a very short process. It's about an 8-minute boost with the elements. So you can keep doing that on a daily basis. Just give yourself a boost. And then throughout the day, you can do multiple boosts with different holographic tools or elements for 8 minutes. It's the quality that makes a difference. Now, when you are focused on it, it will be more powerful than when you're thinking about things that may not be boosting your vibration. So tune into your vision, the results that you desire, and tune into the beneficial energies and give yourself a boost with the vortex energies. So thanks for joining. If you haven't signed up for the holographic feng shui for the year of the water tiger, you can do that now. Anytime as I'm setting them up, I'm going through the way I receive the orders. Depending on how fast I can go, usually the first, let's say, couple of weeks is, it takes a little longer for me to go through each setup because I want to make sure as the new energies are anchoring, they are running through the property properly, and then sometimes updates show up then I need to go back and go through the entire list again. And then we also go through the measurements. Our Feng Shui specialist does all the measurement for us. We go back and forth a lot. So if you haven't signed up, then it's available for you. If you need a custom code based on the size, then you can reach out to support@lifeharmonized.com. And also, if you have any questions, you can ask by emailing support@lifeharmonized.com. All right. Or you can also post on one of our private Facebook groups. So thanks for joining. Wishing you a lot of magic, and just stay on the line for any questions. I will turn the recording off, and then I will go through your questions if you have any.